Hey, Bodacious Beast, welcome back to my channel. My name is ScottyAllenDay. What if they had 2 classes, or 3 or 4, for seniors to take throughout their last year of high school? What if they had classes that can give them a jump start or helping hand in life? What classes would be beneficial to a person's life? So this is something that happened back in the 80s. We've talked about it in the 80s. We've talked about it in the 90s. And we always talk about it every single time that seniors graduate. And they said, are they really ready for life? Do they have these actual tools that might be able to hit that, when they hit that crossroad, they don't go the wrong direction? Well, I don't think so. And I don't think they ever will until enough people speak out about it. So I put in 10 things that high school should set up as a class that should exist for high school juniors and seniors. So the first one I would probably say, and I mean some of these could be homeroom classes, some of these could be extra classes that they could be able to take, but just hear me out through the entire one. The last one is really important. The ones in the middle is really important. And just about all of them are important. And these classes probably won't take more than 1 or 2 weeks. So, let's start off the first one. And it's home buying basics. Be a simple class to talk about how the benefits of buying a home versus renting. How you build yourself up or build your credit up so that you can be able to buy a home. What would you normally have to save to purchase a home? So all the little details about how to buy a house. Now, if I would have had that in my knowledge bank when I graduated from high school, now, I would have probably thought that class would have been boring, and it doesn't make any sense. Why should I have to take it? But we were told to take it anyways. Now, this didn't exist back in the 80s. But, if it did, I would have knew enough just to be able to say, okay, so I know what PMI is. I know what... I know what in general, what kind of deposit I need to make. In general, what I need to make sure my credit score is going to be at. In general, what needs to be done before purchasing a home. Now, and basically what a home purchase contract is. And this will probably stop a lot of the people that go out there and scam a person out of their money when they say, oh, I'm selling a house, give me 10 grand and I'll give you the keys. Okay, 10 grand and hand you the keys, and then all the red flags to pop up. But a lot of these people that are young wouldn't even know. If I was in that situation back in the 80s, I would have probably fell for it myself. We don't know what we're doing. And depending on what our parents are like, some kids don't have the backing of their parents. And this kind of general knowledge would be able to help them out. And then including them with the home buying basics would also be about renting, leasing to own, renting an apartment, that sort of thing. Just giving general information. And that general information sinks in, and, they're a little bit more aware of what's going on. Number 9 on my list is absolutely the most important. It's probably going to be like a one week class, or... it'll be about a 1 week class. And it's basic auto maintenance. The only one, and probably the best way to say if you could be able to pass the course is you could change a tire by yourself. Simple. how to check the fluids in your car. Simple. How to be able to locate where and how to replace a light bulb in your headlights or taillights, or how to find out the information of what kind of lights you need for your headlights or taillights. Basic auto maintenance. How to tell what kind of oil you need in your car, what kind of filters, and where to be able to find the filters, where your fuse panel is. A lot of this stuff can save a lot of time and a lot of money. When a car breaks down, what do you check first? And probably one of the biggest, I would say, rip-offs of just about any auto repair shop is when the starter goes out. The starter in a car or a truck, in most cases, I won't say all cases, in most cases, the starter is the easiest component in a car to repair or replace. Sometimes it's a bear, but I would say in most cases, it would take about it. With me, it takes 15 minutes. With somebody else, it could take an hour. What if your transmission lever all of a sudden flops all over the place? Now you're going to have it towed to a transmission shop because you can't get it into park. Or are you going to look on the floor and look for a screw, one little screw, crawl underneath, put it back in, tighten it down, and you're good to go? So you go to a transmission shop and they're going to give you the runaround. You're going to pay $300, $400, $500, $600 for them to replace that little screw, and you have no clue what's going on. So that's the type of thing that this type of shop will prevent. It's not to make you an auto mechanic. It's just to give you the knowledge of how to fix basic things in your car. The next one will be basic home repairs. This is probably one of the things that a lot of people do not have knowledge of. How to reset a circuit breaker. How to get the water running in your faucet at better pressure. If it's just trickling out, what's wrong? Well, simple. You unscrew it, clean out the screen, get all the guck out of the screen, and screw it back in, and boom, it's fixed. Toilet won't stop running. How to fix the plunger inside the tank. My doorknob is wobbly, or I need to replace a door lock. A lot of basic things that you'd be able to do. How to put a ceiling fan in. Sure, you can be able to hire an electrician, but wouldn't it be fun just to be able to have the general knowledge? How to replace an outlet. How to replace a wall switch. The proper way to paint. You know, basic home fixing remedy things that can save you a ton of money and, well, a lot of time. So, basic home repairs. I've never taken that kind of a class, and me, I learn as I go. But if I would have had the general knowledge of it, I could replace a dishwasher, I could replace a sink, I could replace a faucet, I can replace all the lights in my house, you know, all that type of stuff. But maybe fix a hole in the floor, or, well, hole in the floor, rather probably get a contractor depending on how bad it is. But just basic home repairs. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to go into more detail with that. The next one will be debt management. Debt management is probably one of the biggest. It actually should be number one. But debt management, that's number 7. You've already got a little bit of education from home buying. But debt management, so that you know how to control what your spending is, how to set up a budget, how to, what credit is all about, how you should be able to manage credit, what bankruptcy is all about. You know, basic stuff about credit. And a lot of us at our high school reunions have talked about that. If you would have had a class, even for 2 hours, for one educator to talk to us about credit and debt management, and give us a boring lecture about debt management, we said probably about 3/4 of us would be well off than what we were right now. So, debt management is a very important subject, but they don't really teach it in school. The next one is going to be extended education. This is where I would probably say 15% of them fall into scams. Extended education we'll talk about, it's talking about for-profit schools, community colleges, and universities. How to fill out a FAFSA, what to watch out for when, as far as scams, what to watch out for as far as red flags from universities, how to fill out a FAFSA, and then show an example of a for-profit college and a community college. If I go to a for-profit college to learn how to fix a computer, and they're charging for their classes $15,000, and I could go to a community college and I can learn it for $300. And that for-profit college says, "Oh, we could place you." Community colleges do the same thing, because a lot of times community colleges have more connections within the community and the workforce to be able to get you placed. They'll say, "Well, we could teach you how to be an auto mechanic." Community colleges do the same, and you can still go. They have you do work experience, and they send you out into the workforce to intern at a mechanic shop. So that part right there, could be anywhere on the list, but just talk generally about extended education, better than what they have right now, because all they do is talk and blah 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 about FAFSA and the testing, the SAT testing. Number 5, I would say, is probably going to be the most important thing that anybody could ever teach a student, would be home economics. Basic home economics, basic cooking, and we'll get to cooking here in just a second, but sewing, how to sew a button on, how to fix a hem, just basic sewing. To save a fortune, instead of you say, "Oh, I popped the button," and you throw it in the waste can. Then, "Oh, I popped the button, okay, I'll sew it back on." "Oh, my daughter has a patch to put it under her shirt, okay, I'll put it on it." Simple. Cooking. I know people that can burn water. They can't boil water, they burn it. I knew one guy that could not even cook macaroni and cheese. I asked somebody, "Well, could go barbecue a hot dog? How do you do that?" Basic cooking. Get them into a home ec class. I would say maybe 3 or 4 weeks make their own lunch. Say maybe 5 weeks. Get them into an individual crock pot and teach them how to be able to cook inside of an individual crock pot. Make a stew. How to make a spaghetti sauce. How to make regular macaroni and cheese. How to make a cake. How to fry an egg. How to boil water to make oatmeal. Basic cooking. They could take it from there, but that's a lifelong lesson. Scholarships, that's self-explanatory. Just a plain class on helping them find the scholarships that they need to be able to go to their higher education. That's just thrown in there because it's important. It saves them money, and they can get better and helps them out with their future. Number 3 is probably one of the most important things. I mean, it took me several years and a lot of reading to understand this, and it's understanding taxes. How do taxes work? If I'm doing freelance work, what do I need to save for taxes? If I'm doing Uber, how do I save for taxes? What am I expected to pay for taxes? Just understanding taxes, that's got to be about a week-long course. Breaking it down into little pieces, maybe 2 weeks. Breaking it down into pieces so they know what the heck they're doing. I would have really appreciated that, because then once I hit the workforce, I would know exactly what I'm supposed to do, filing my taxes and not worrying about Uncle Sam. Number 2 is probably the next big one, is understanding insurance. What do I need for automobile insurance? What about medical insurance? What about homeowners insurance? What about renters insurance? What do I need to look for? What's paying too much? What's paying too little? What's a deductible? What's I mean, all the little points to what insurance is all about. Even today, I don't understand half of what's on insurance. So, insurance is number 2. And it almost made number 1, but insurance is still baffling to me, and I don't think there's a single class out there that can actually teach enough about insurance unless you sit down and you bury your face in the books to be able to understand what insurance is all about. And then, of course, last but not least, my notes. Last but not least, I would say 401k, investment and retirement planning. This one should be about maybe a 2-week class to teach everybody the importance of 401k. To teach people what a Roth IRA is. A Roth IRA is probably one of the best plans out there. Because once you start investing into it, you've already paid the taxes. And once you retire, you don't pay any taxes on it. So, it's really important that, some of the basic knowledge is given to the students. And I would say if they did this for 10 years, they did a cycle for 10 years. Actually, let's do the whole 12-year cycle. So 12 years. And they did all 10 of these for their high school seniors. And then all of a sudden they cut it off. That cycle would probably go for another 6. I would say 6. And then it tapers off. Because that big bunch that's gone through teaches the next generation. Helps the next generation out when they've got questions. So that was my list of what they should have added to schools, high school seniors, and juniors, or is it sophomore? Whatever's below senior. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of the video in the comment section. I know it's been a long video. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Like the video, share the video, and I just hope you enjoyed this video, because this was a lot of work for me to put together. I'm going to keep this because I want to expand it. I mean, 20 minutes is not enough to be able to explain something of this importance. And, well, you know what? Until next time, keep on rocking.